Fire escape engineers, inspector summary video. We're here in Fort Lee. We're looking at this fire escape that has been written a violation and requesting a load test, and or in lieu of a load test, the fire escape meeting a level 2 calculated load test. The fire escape does not pass inspection on the following issues. Must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. So let's talk about the paint job. Even though it's at the 50-50 mark, you definitely do need to have a paint job. We got a lot of surface rust and also a lot of surface rust. So the fire escape does need a paint job, but that's not the major issue here. The main thing that we have to concern ourselves about is the verification process. Let's start with the supports into the wall. We need to verify that the connections into the wall are in good condition, and so I need this bolt verified or duplicated. And a lot of times in a structure like this, it's just easier for us to go inside, and if the sheetrock, and just verify that these 2 bolts as well as those 2 bolts up there are verifiable on the inside. And that's something we have to do as another visit, where we come in, drill a little hole inside the sheetrock and verify that the plate is in good condition. With that being said, now let's take a look at the bracket itself. This bracket is a bracket that's an all welded bracket. So the weld point there is unverifiable, and you can see some rust in there, so I need a bolt through there. The weld in the back is unverifiable, I need a bolt through there, and the weld down below is unverifiable. I need a bolt through there in order to avoid having to verify the weld with an x-ray. All of them need to be done. That one, and those 2 up there. Same procedure. Verify the connection into the wall are duplicated, and all the welded connections on the brackets need to be bolted. And that being said, let's go now into the platforms themselves. The whole platforms, both top and bottom platform, is bolted. But again, rust has gotten into the connection. So you need to change these bolts out, and you need to change. So all around, just change the bolts out in the back. The frame, the whole entire box frame on both platforms need to be rebolted. The grating. The grating is not every flat needs to be bolted, but there's usually 4 brackets or 4 bolts that hold the entire grating onto the frame of the bracket of the platform. So it could be this one there, that one, going across to there, going across to there, and then a lot of times these flats just lay on top of the bracket of the platform, so those need to be redone. The railings. The railings have posts on each corner, so I need the top of the bracket rebolted, and I need the bottom of the corner post rebolted. Same thing on this side, same thing at the top. Same thing applies for that fire escape platform up there. Let's talk about the stringer. The stringer at the bottom is just notched. Excuse me. It's just notched with the stringer. We need an angle clip to better secure the bottom, so that in case there's any shifting, one will actually help the other. At the very top, rebolt the top clip, both sides. The stringer rails coming down, the top of the stringer rails, rebolt. Any and all welded connections are unverifiable at this time. Bolt will basically nullify that. So rebolt the top of the rail, bottom of the rail on both sides, obviously. Then there's a mid-post rail there, rebolt top and bottom, and then at the very bottom here, we need to rebolt there and rebolt there so that we can avoid the need for verification of any of these welds. The treads, I've identified rust growth on all the treads. So as soon as you get a lot of that rust growth inside there, and you can look on the other side, you can see rusty tears coming down the other side. Basically these bolts, because nobody sealed it from above, these bolts are suspect, so just change out all the bolts on the stair treads to avoid the need for verification. Just change that out. And the flats that are going across, they're all welded. The flats, the 4-inch flats going across, those don't need anything. If they've popped, the welds in any way, then they do need to be rebolted. If they're in good excellent condition, they can stay with the weld. If they're not, then those need to be rebolted, including these down here. So if these flats have rust growth inside of them, I need them, because there's just tack welded on there, I need them bolted to basically back it up. Let's talk about this ladder. These ladders have a problem. Some people have built these ladders. One is you're supposed to use that chain to let it come down. So it's not single action, requiring no special knowledge. And children or anybody, if this thing was to let go, it would swing out, and it could hit those wires. I'm not sure. There's electrical lines right there. So this fire escape ladder may hit those lines. So that's the case. It looks like it's not enough room for the swing out. And again, these are illegal. I've never seen these. There's a lot of them in New Jersey. But the problem is when they swing out, they can actually hit somebody down below. So if there was a fireman, a child, or anybody down below, if that thing swings out, it's a big 10-foot swing. And that'll conk somebody in the head down here. What it's supposed to be is permanently mounted on the wall all the way down to the ground, or it can hang 7 to 9 feet off the ground and you jump. Believe it or not, you can remove the remaining ladder so that once you get to that point, you jump to the ground, and that's 7 to 9 feet. And with the authority of the building, the fire department, that should be okay. That release arm, again, for this type of ladder is illegal because we're not supposed to have it flop out. Not only is there obstructions, there's many issues. Let's talk about the paint job on this. This fire escape is obviously older than 1978. It's presumed to have lead, unless the owner has had the fire escape and the building inspected by a licensed lead inspection company, and they have proven that the fire escape has no lead. You do need to, in order to touch this fire escape, you need to have a renovator's license. You also need to touch this fire escape a permit from the city. I mean, speaking with Fire Marshal Steve Curry, he does want a permit on any and all work associated with repair of a fire escape. There also is requiring the oversight by a fire escape engineer to make sure whatever vendor company is working on this fire escape, that there's oversight. So because there is a need for repair, there will be a oversight. This fire escape is pretty small. I don't see no more than 3 visits. An initial visit to make sure and orient the vendor to make sure that the repairs are being done correctly. A mid-visit as when he's halfway through, and when there's some verification processes going on inside with photographic or video, or to bring the inspector in, the engineer in, to basically verify on the inside that the plate is good, and in communications with the city. And then a final visit by the engineer when the work is all done and painted, prior to having the city come in and sign off on the permit process. Any questions? This is Fire Escape Engineer Inspector Meneses here. 800-649-3333.